Ho ho ho! Darren from MRT here. Welcome to my Christmas build.
Make sure you subscribe. Click that little bell icon to be notified of upcoming videos. Support us on Patreon. Like us on Facebook and Instagram at Model Railroad Techniques. Please have a look at my new website, www.modelrailroadtechniques.com. Initially I wasn't going to do a video on how to do the light decorations. I was just going to give a quick verbal representation how I did it, but I've had a few comments asking me how I do it. So please hang around to the end of the video because I will be revealing how the market has turned out. So thanks for watching and Merry Christmas everyone. Okay, so the next part of this build I looked at doing was making little lighting bars with the filigree across the top. So I've made myself a little jig up there, double-sided tape, and then what I've actually done, you can see the black pen marks. I've actually marked out where I'm going to put all the LED lights. So you just need to be mindful to work out obviously the polarity of it. So I've just put a little key here so I remember each time. So there's one looks like a T. You can see my bad diagram, looks like a T. It's a negative one end, positive the other, and the other one's just an arrow. So the point of the arrow is the negative side. So it's just a matter of when I go through, because one color has got one type of diagram to denote negative and positive, and the other color's got the other. So I just do one color at a time, sort of not getting ahead of myself, and then I'll just pick one side. Doesn't really matter at this point in time whether it's negative or positive, as long as you use the same convention all the way through on the side, obviously, because they won't work when you power them up. What I end up using is just a normal soldering flux, which is the paste. I just get like a micro brush, and then I'll just go, the first one I'm going to put is sort of right there. So what I do, I'll tin up the area. I'll do my best to solder the best I can. So we'll solder, so it's just a matter of going through. So it's just a matter of putting a little bit of flux on the SMD as well. A little bit of solder on the end. Get it in place best you can, and voila. So as I said, my soldering is not the best there. It's a bit hard to tell because we got the flux still there. So basically what you need to do, you put the SMD down and you sort of work the solder up. So because obviously it's got the little tabs there that you solder against, so it's just a matter of grabbing the solder and sort of just teasing it up, and it will stay there. So this is where the tape comes in very handy, because it's sort of the double-sided tape, because what you do is you get it sort of so it sits just underneath. What you can do, you can move it across. So that's sort of how it'll sit. Alright, so let me turn the studio lighting off, and I'll show you how we get, obviously we get some light, so obviously we have wired that one correctly. At this point I just go through and finish the rest of the lighting loom. So from that point it's just a matter of doing alternate LED if that's what you want to do. So I've gone red, green, and so on. So that's the lighting loom finished in its most basic form. So at this point I just give it a quick undercoat with some grey primer, and then I add some glue and adding the flocking to it. So then it's just a matter of, with a toothpick, just running a line of glue, try not to get it onto the globe or the SMD, and run it across the top. So try to sort of do it at a slight angle, because you sort of want some globbing on the top as well. So after you've put the glue on the armature, the next thing is to sprinkle the flock on. So the flock or the leaf type product I'm using is from Noch. So it's like a limey sort of mid-green. So it's just a matter of getting a paper plate out, as you can see it there, because you make a hell of a mess doing this, and then just sprinkling it through over the top to cover up the wire bars of the loom. So you can see there's a few little gaps in it, so it's just a matter of, you can see me there, I'm just picking up some of that leaf product there and just sprinkling it on and giving it a shake every now and again. At that point I'll probably let it dry, and then I will give it another shake to see what if there's any product that's dislodged, and then it's all ready for testing. And there you can see it's in its finished form. So I'm just going back through and picking off any of the flock or the leaf that's over the LEDs. So here we go. This is the market in pretty well finished in its entirety. So all the figures you can see there are all hand painted Preiser figures. All the buildings are either Faller or Kibri brand, which is a German brand. I'll point out some of the feature lighting there. So the first one is the 3 pendant light in the middle there. That's by Viessmann. Product number is above. So the other lighting, the 2 pendants in the front, or the single pendants, they're by Brawa. So I'll also provide the product number above. So when I was trying to fit up where all the people are going to go, I was trying to making scenes within scenes. You can see that little one there, with people sharing a few drinks around the tables. So I think that's come up quite nicely. Didn't have time to go through and weather any of those, any of the tables and chairs, but that's something that can be done at a later stage. So the next section is a bit of a HO version of my drone that's just flying through the market square. You can sort of see there I've added a little funicular there, a little kangaroo to represent Australia there, even though they're nowhere near Germany. I thought it was just a little bit cute and a bit funny. So the Christmas tree is just made out of a Heki brand tree. I've added the tree effects to it. Added further to that, all the baubles and all that and tinsel on that I've actually made out of glitter glue. Just put little globs on it at the end of the tree. Into the branches, I should say. So it's actually come up quite effective. Here's me just obviously pulling the drone away and giving a bit of an overall arching view of it. So the cars in that top left corner, they're by a brand called Breckner, which is German. And all the lighting on the sides of the buildings, they're all Viessmann brand as well. I'll put the product code in the description below. I thought I'd just touch on quickly the lighting of the actual building. So you can see what all that is some LED lighting that sits in the cavity of that building. So you'll see the top 2 windows on the roof line there. I've actually masked off so the light doesn't shine through. So it's actually very easy to do that. If you wanted to mask off that whole top floor, that's what you'd do. If I found that I had any issues light bleeding through the walls, I would take the building outside and I would mask it all up and I would spray it with Autocon. So that's the end of this build. It's been a bit of a stretch for my skills, to be quite honest with you. I have enjoyed it very much and I've learnt a lot from it. So I'm hoping you have enjoyed the videos and how I've gone about doing the various aspects. So I want to wish you and your family a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Please drive safely on our roads and be safe, and I look forward to putting out more content, more videos, more Facebook posts in the new year. I'd also like to give a big shout out to my regular viewers and my subscribers. Without you, this channel is nothing. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. Thanks for watching and see you next year. Make sure you subscribe, click that little bell icon to be notified of upcoming videos. Support us on Patreon, like us on Facebook and Instagram at Model Railroad Techniques.